And we're back in at Q3. Let's have a look. At the moment we do have Bagos, Zionite, LH, Hefi, Nismo, Carter, Apex all put in their time. We're at the halfway mark with Liam and Thomas on outlaps as well as Apex. So once again, what I'm going to do now is I am going to jump in to my new stream. Let's have a look. So it's a part 2. I do apologise for anybody who's watching the last stream. It kind of dropped out of me that I had to stop broadcasting with a notification come up regarding my system. So let me just jump into the Discord, let people know that there is a new stream. And drop that in so everybody can see it now and can join us, and hopefully we'll be able to comment, drop us a message, let us know what you're thinking. As I remember it, we had Apex dropping a message saying that he'd be with us in 5 minutes, which he is with us, and Shell also did let us know that they were waiting for Apex. So here we go with Q3 with 3.5 minutes left. We've got Baggers with 127.2. We have Zionite with 127.4, LH with 127.4, Heavy with 127.4, Niz with 127.5, Carter with 127.8, Apex at the moment with a 128.6. Let's bring up our lap data information because we do like to know. I think everybody should be on soft tires, so we can get rid of that information. We don't need that. Let's have a look and see who we should be jumping on board with. Let's jump on board with Liam at the moment. Liam, and we've got Thomas. Where's Thomas sitting? So Thomas is the next person to cross over the line with a time. So let us know who you think is going to get pole position. I'm quite surprised that Magnus is not in Q3. I'm more surprised he didn't crash into a wall, to be honest, but hey ho. Let's see how he does in the race. So Thomas coming down 10, 14 and 15. And over the line with a 128.2. A nice time. Puts himself in the mix at 7th at the moment. So Shell with a come on Apex with a load of kisses. So Apex, you better perform well because Shell's rooting for you. So let's drop it in. Let's have a little look into the details regarding the circuit. With the circuit itself, with the 3 straights with DRS on 2 of them, it's quite important for drivers to make the most of them. Sorry, there it is, the second home straight, as they call it, which is not quite a perfect straight. It's got a slight little kink in it, which does have DRS, but it's between turns 10 and 11. So this circuit is, as I say, in Bahrain, Sakir, Bahrain. It has 15 turns. It is 3.36 miles long. The turns consist of 9 right and 6 left, with key turns of 9, 10, which is the combination turn that you would find at also places such as Circuit of Americas over in Austin. We also have the turns 5, 6 and 7, which is basically Maggott and Beckett's-esque, also seen in places such as Mexico, and the S's at Circuit of Americas. So we're going from top to bottom. We've got Nismo 127.9, Bagos with a 126.9, and he is 15 thousandths behind Nismo Liam with 127.3, Zionite with 127.4, LH with 127.4, Hefi 127.4. Fantastically close between those 3 drivers. Carter 127.8, Thomas 128.2, Apex 128.6. And Knockout Draper still yet to put in a time, but he is coming down for 10 14 and 15. Let's see if he can put in a very good time here. So Bahrain is the first circuit that's raced under lights in the F1 calendar, and that guy puts a 128.2, and Apex improves his time with 128.7.8, so puts himself in 7th provisionally. Obviously this is the end of Q3, so we are looking at Nismo holding pole. With Bagos invalidated that line, he will not be improving. Zaynai is off by 4 seconds, so he will not be improving either. LH is got the chance to improve his time, but not too sure by how much. Let's see how he looks at the end of sector 2. Sector 2, he is up by 1.16 seconds, so if he gets that time, he will be jumping up. The leader Carter improved with a 127.2. Fantastic time by Carter. Can LH do the same as he comes around the final 2 corners? I am actually hoping LH puts in a fantastic performance, because it's quite gutted for him missing out in Australia. Let's have a look. He puts a 127.2, another fantastic time lap. And we got that guy Draper and Bagos left to put a time. That guy Draper has invalidated his lap, and Bagos retires. So that's the end of Q3. On order is Nismo in pole, Bagos in 2nd, Carter in 3rd, LH in 4th, Liam in 5th, Zaynai in 6th, Heffy in 7th, with Apex in 8th, Thomas in 9th, and that guy Draper in 10th. Quite shocking that we didn't see drivers such as Rayner, Barsaman, Magnus in the final 10. That surprises me a lot. So here we go. Let's jump into the race director. Let's have a little look to see if there's an instance speeding in the pit lane, and exceeding track limits for the rest. So it's not too bad. It's speeding in the pit lane is a big one. It will cost 5 seconds for anybody who does speed in the pit lane during a race. It's a big time difference, really. 5 seconds. It will make the difference between 1st and 10th could be 5 seconds. The time difference between our drivers here is 1.2 seconds, which is a lot better than what we was expecting, with most drivers under a second away from the fastest. Fantastic battle for pole. So once again we see a Mercedes on pole. Let's see how the race pans out. Bahrain, being the circuit that it is, can bring up a few surprises, especially when it comes to tyre strategy, pit strategy. When is the first safety car coming out? Who would it benefit? It would all depend on how you are and where you are, depending on when the safety car comes up, whether you decide to pit or not. If you're sitting on hard tyres, you want it at the end. If you're sitting on a set of soft tyres, you want it early, and medium, obviously anywhere between lap 12 and lap 20 would suit you fine. Because it depends on what tyre you are deciding to go on afterwards as well. Whether if you're on hards, you know fine well that you will be going to mediums or softs afterwards. So a pit stop quite early on could see you changing to the mediums, meaning that you could stretch those mediums out to the end of the race. Soft tyre changing over to a medium tyre would mean that you've got an option for a second safety car later down the race if you wish to go into fresher mediums or a stint on soft tyres. So it weighs balances quite well. If you're medium tyres and in the car, safety car comes out in lap 7, do you pit? It's questions that people like that do ask. So we are looking at the formation. I'll drop away from the information, leaving the map up for you to watch with the full screen of enjoyment for those drivers today. So there will be moments here where I will drop the menus away so you can see the full action on screen, especially during the beginning stages of the races or any time when it starts getting a little bit heated. As you can see, Nismo there, not really putting much effort into one piece of tyres at the moment. Let's have a look. Let's jump on. So the formation lap itself, it's all about warming those tyres up. Let's go from the front. Let's go back up to Nismo. So Nismo on mediums. We've got soft here for the racing points. Mediums for LH. And Liam there with mediums. Can't remember many of the drivers over the years. We've got the Renault with the mediums and Petty with mediums. Soft tyres for Apex. Soft tyres for the Williams of Thomas. Soft for the Haas. Hards for the Renault. Mediums for the Ferrari and hards for the second Ferrari. So Magnus going for the mediums and Ben going for the hards. We have Reina on mediums as the other Alfa Romeo is on mediums as well. And the McLaren's going for alternate strategy. So like I said, medium hards or soft medium mediums or soft mediums, that was fitting there as well. So the tyre strategies are quite spot on. And the pass will be passed down with mediums. Red Bull with mediums and DPP with mediums. So as the cars come in from the formation lap, we will see how these drivers go. So any drivers following the stream, let us know what you're thinking, who you think is going to go first. It's going to be an interesting race because the drivers that I was actually pinging to be first were further down the grid. It'd be great to see a good performance from LH in this race. So there's we go. Medium to hard, medium, soft, medium. Being a strategy choice. So here we go. As we are waiting for the red lights, cars are just jostling around. So we're waiting for the lights of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. So here we go, the action is so the racing point on the soft tyres have made the biggest moves here, with LH jumping in the action as well. So the racing points do push further on. We've got Nismo defending hard. Looks like the Red Bull did cut the corner a little bit there, but that's Bagos in the lead by the looks of it. So it's fantastic. It looks like quite clean. There's been no major incidents. Maybe a little tips and taps from drivers, but I cannot see any issues as I rock down the order. There's lovely views here. Doesn't seem that there's any issues at all from any of the drivers. Very clean start. Very tight into turn 10 there from the AlphaTauri of Reina, I believe it was, and the Haas had to move out of the way. Renault are very close to each other, so a very uneventful start to the race. Pit strategies there, soft medium, hard. That's a different strategy from what I was planning out. Right, so what I'm going to do now is open up. Let's have a look. So we've got Bagos in first, Nismo in second, Carter in third, LH in fourth, Liam in fifth, Thomas in sixth, Apex in seventh, Petty in eighth, Zion Knight in ninth. That guy's Apex. He's got down to 11 because it's past line and make a move. Obviously here goes the usual up and down spectrum of the typical Codemaster problem. And Rocker has retired from the race. Not too sure what happened there. It looks like he might have had an incident, and we got a virtual safety car. So virtual safety car is not like a normal safety car. It is just all drivers have to follow a time delta, just slowing the pack down by 30 to 50% depending on the seriousness of the incident. So this one being a car that was on the track, the virtual safety car has deemed that as semi-serious, so it will be about a 30% drop. So it's quite interesting to see how why that happened. I'm sure Rocker will give us information and in time. But Peter VP at the moment is sitting far back. With virtual safety car doesn't mean that we are able to so we're back to racing again with the virtual safety car gone. So with the virtual safety car, stragglers don't tend to catch up. So again, our timing strategy is our timings are off. So the same feasibility is 1.1 second behind correction on, which we all know is not to be true. And now we commence on to lap 3. Let's have a look at the position change. So Vargas is up 1, Nisma down 1, Apex up 2, Thomas up 2, Heffy down 1, Zionite down 3, Bossman up 1, that guy Draper down 1, Kyra up 4 places, Reagan up 2, but Rayner starting in the same place he is in now. Magnus down 3, Ben Cardiff down 3, Maverick in the same place he started. Correct on FPV up 1 due to Rocker dropping out of the race. We are on board with let's have a look, scan down, let's see. We've got Reagan, looks like he's going to be making a move on Kyra in a moment. And he does, he's looking to get past the McLaren, but not able to do so right at this moment. Let's see if there's any other battles. Magnus looking at Rayner at the moment. Rayner in the AlphaTauri. Magnus should be able to pass him quite easily with the power strength he has in that car, with the Ferrari not being updated as much as it is. I think the time strategy has updated with VP dropping to 23 seconds. With the new fastest time, so Apex with the new fastest time of 21.5. So 1:31.5. Fantastic time there. There's like racing time there for Apex. Let's have a look, see where the battles are. We've still got a battle with Magnus and Rayner. Let's stick with this battle. But I want to jump on with LH at the moment. LH has just made a move on Liam. Let's see this how this continues on. They are wheel to wheel around turn 4. Fantastic pass by LH. So let's have a look. Magnus managed to put the move in on Rayner. Rayner is also looking at Reagan. So it's going to be a turn over to Zionite. Zionite about to make a move on Heffy. It seems like these cars are just in a train. There is so many cars so close to each other. This is quite tightly packed. It doesn't seem to be a lot of changing at the moment. Let's have a look, see where the next battle would be. Reagan looking at Cairo, and Rayner looking at Reagan. Magnus looking at Rayner. And Ben Carter has managed to slow down the rest of the pack. A 3-second gap there behind him with Maverick, Excellent, and Beefy taking seconds out of his time. Let's have a look, see if he has made a pit stop, so that'll probably be why. Maybe a little minor damage. Tyres at the moment are between soft, mediums and a few hard, so it's quite a mixed bag. No penalties so far, that's fantastic to see. We don't like seeing penalties. And there we go. And Kirsty Cairo with a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Drop that away and let's have a look. So let's go. Again, looking to make moves on LH. LH is behind Carter by 2 seconds for this. These gaps are starting to open up. And that guy Draper has fallen down quite quickly there. He must have gone off in the S-bends at some point because he has dropped down 7 places in total, which has now put Rayner in 12th, Reagan up in 11th, and in 12th, Tyler in 13th, Magnus in 14th, and Ben Cardiff in 15th, correct Savant is up to 16th now. There's absolutely amazing driving ability from FIFA Beefy. Managed to bring the time down to 6 seconds compared to Maverick. Maverick must have had a spin out. He was 8 seconds behind that guy JPEG. So that time that's of 21 seconds has come down significantly for FIFA Beefy, which means he is performing like none other. Cyanide could look for a quick move on the inside here. With Heffy also looking to make past Thomas. Thomas, faster driver, naturally defending very well. 3-second penalty for Reagan there for multiple warnings. Again, that will be down. So all that was a little bit of touch between the Williams and the Mercedes. Mercedes losing out a little bit of time there. Minor touch doesn't really change much of the race. With Zion Knight aiming to be making the overtake very soon. The two Renaults occupying 1 and 2. They performed really well in Q1, but in Q2 they kind of just dwindled down, and now they are looking at just going low points. If this pace is to end the way it is, Bagos holding out first with the racing point. So it's a complete different race from what it was last week. So here we go. I'm just going to jump onto the Discord for a moment, just so we can see if there's any comments we can find regarding Tony has just left a message on the Discord for the drivers to read, so I won't read that, that is down to the drivers. And here we go, so we did have Bagos jumping into the pit in. For some reason he jumped in the pit, I'm not too sure. And 10-second penalty for Leo exceeding track limits. Is that exceeding track limits and gaining an advantage? Would be the correct course racing. So that's given Nismo the lead, with Carter looking to make to put a racing points back on the front. LH sitting in third and 9th podium position would be fantastic. Apex in 4th. Shell will be really happy with that. I mean, really happy, because she is all for Apex doing well today. So just let us know how you feel about the race going on if you're still with us. Apex, absolutely fantastic effort there, up 4 places, Barcelona up 6 places, sitting in 5th, with a bit of a time difference between him and Apex. Let's have a look, it's quite comfortable. Zion Knight still hounding Thomas with a train there of drivers behind. Rayner making a move. Does he make a double move? Does he make it keep it to the stand? It does look like there is minor wing damage on Rayner at the moment. Rayner's coming to the pits. Oh, contact between Rayner and Thomas as both drivers enter the pits. That was new. So we're going to jump up. So we've got Nismo, Carter, LH. LH is slowly closing that gap down to Carter, and we've got a safety car out. Rayner is out. Not too sure what happened there with Rayner, but it looks like there was a battle to get into the pits there. Apex in 4th, Bossman in 5th, Heffy in 6th, Reagan in 7th, Magnussen in 8th. These drivers should be jumping in the pits on the soft, so let's have a look to see who is on the soft. This wouldn't be the time to jump onto hards if you wanted to make it be competitive, but You could jump on hards and make them last, which gives you a good chance of catching up anybody who has to do 2 stops. Anyone on the mediums could be looking at jumping the pits. Let's have a look. And Nismo into the pits, Carter's into the pits, Alex into the pits, Apex into the pits, Bossman stays out. Bossman on the hard, taking the control off the circuit. As you see, Magnus on the mediums deciding to do the similar thing and stay out. Ben Carter just jumped into the pits. So maybe it was a decision between the 2 Ferrari drivers to who goes into the pits. Ben Carter jump onto medium. So anybody jumping onto medium tyres after the pit will have to pit again. It's quite early for people to jump on it. So like LH jumping on the soft tyres, knowing fine well he will pit again. So he'll probably do a good stint on these and then jump back onto mediums to finish the race off, or if he can, make these tyres last 12 laps and finish strong on another set of softs. Because I do believe LH actually put in a good time with the mediums to keep those as his main tyre. Or we can check that in a moment. I think Reina may have retired due to the tyres that did happen to him, and that is unfortunate. Somehow it's showing that he put on intermediate tyres instead of the soft, mediums, or hard, so it's putting a wet tyre on is a no-no really. Let's have a look if there's any comments on Discord at the moment. So we have Magnus apologises to Zion 19. I think I might be in contact in Q2. And drivers are using as much time as they can to warm up the tyres, with a few drivers on fresh tyres. The only ones not on fresh tyres is Parson, who stayed out with the hard tyres, and Magnus who stayed out with medium tyres. Magnus may be going for a long stint on these medium tyres and then switching over to the softs. Be quite interesting to see how that goes. As we are waiting for the safety car to come in, we will find out at the end of this lap if it's we'll find out at the by turn 11 if it goes in on this lap. So it's actually turn 12. We'll find out. I do apologise. There's not much more to say about this circuit at the moment. It is one of those circuits that a lot of drivers do enjoy racing at. They seem to get a really good time of it for some reason, and it could be many factors. It has got a very nice flow to it. If you take out turn 8 and 10 for being slow, you do get quite a nice so it's a very nice race to watch. It's got a few, quite a lot of overtaking moments. So the wheel-to-wheel, it doesn't promote wheel-to-wheel battles, as we're sure to see in a moment when the safety car comes in. Let's have a look. Safety car is in on this lap. So this is the opportunity Bossman needs to slow down that pack, get it to where he wants it, ready for him to let loose and go. What you'll tend to find is that most drivers will tend to leave it as late as possible to go, because they don't want to give a nice drag effect to drivers behind too soon because it'll close the gap up. I might see an overshoot just before the line, which is what Eddie Irvine did back in early 90s. And here we go, race is back on. Barcelona with 10 lap old hard tyres against Magnus with 10 lap old medium tyres. Should be an epic battle to see. Let's have a look. Just quickly go down. Cairo is already made it past Heavy. But can he hold that place? Because it looks like there's a nice little battle between them two. Absolutely fantastic view. I'm going to jump on board. Oh, a Haas has spun out of the back. That's that guy Draper. And it looks like so it's a yellow flag in sector 1. That guy Draper has spun out. It's unfortunate to see. Magnus a little bit wayward there, coming to 10-10. Nismo looking for the opportunity to get himself back up into contention for P1. Obviously these two trailers have not fitted yet, and could see that their strategy plan might tumble because of that, especially Magnus, whose tyres are looking like they're about to hit the cliff. He's not going to be able to defend against Nismo for too many laps. He is already poking at that gap. Nismo with a penalty as well, so Nismo has to be think carefully about his longevity on his race. For 7 viewers at the moment, any guys listening, just let us know what you're thinking. Let us know who you are supporting, who you are as well, and who you think is going to be winning this race. It's all over the place. I would say I cannot predict this. Drivers such as Nismo, Bagos, LH, Apex could be the ones that will be taking the lead with Magnus and Barcelona still needing to pit. I do believe there's more spin-offs as actually Beefy has done fantastic. Come from dead last, is now sitting in 12th. He's gone onto the hard tyres and could be looking at a very long sprint for Beefy. So Maverick still hasn't pitted on those hard tyres, and I don't see him pitting for a while. Yes, he will be looking for the perfect opportunity to jump onto the medium tyres, and I would say that we roughly around lap 17, lap 18. Looking at the current state of Magnus's tyres, that will probably be best. Cairo with the soft tyres against Reagan on the hard tyres. This should be a McLaren overtake, no problem. Quite bizarre seeing that both McLarens were out in Q1. And now they're sitting in 9th and 11th. So there's the Cairo's looking for the opportunity. Reagan does push, squeeze a little, but backs off, and Cairo with a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits. That's another penalty for Cairo. DRS has been enabled, so now that DRS is enabled, let's give drivers that extra chance to make the overtake. So Carter could be taken over Magnus, but falling back. I missed that overtake, and I do apologise for any viewers. Let's see where Apex sitting in 7th on the medium tyres. He has got a nice comfortable gap between himself and Reagan at the moment. And looks like he could be in for the battle soon with LH. LH is battling with Bagos. Bagos, who did start off ahead of everybody, well, took over in very early in the first lap. Has now had to secede that place to LH. Apologise. Call from someone else, sorry, I do apologise. So here we go, we've got LH looking at making the move on to Nismo very soon. Oh, there seems to be a bit of contact there. I could not see what happened. So Magnus has got front wing damage. I just see some cars all over the place, and it's kind of changed everything up because now Apex and LH are battling. Reagan is starting to catch up, even though he's on the hard tyres. That is due to the fact that there was a bit of a spin. Pyro in 8th, Carlos in 9th, now in 10th in the point scoring position, starting from 20th. Maverick in 11th, Zion Knight in 12th, Ben Cardiff in 13th. Magnus all the way down in 18th, had to go to pit after that contact. I'm sure Magnus will drop in as a message to let us know what happened there. That guy Draper's still sitting in 17th. Surprised the safety car didn't come out at that point, but thank goodness it didn't, because we do like to see the race. Boston man sitting in third for a 2.3 second gap behind him. Carter in second, Nismo in third, Magnus in fourth. So Magnus, who was sitting in second, might have had a spin out with the tyres hitting the cliff, and he's been collected by maybe another driver. Maybe, I can't comment, but it did put drivers off. Just gathered my thoughts there and thought about that carefully. So let's have a look. These drivers are still quite close. Let's jump onto Zion Knight and Ben Cardiff, who are battling out. There's a three-way battle between them. The Ferrari, the Renault and the McLaren. Something that you don't see much of. Ben Cardiff looking to make a move on Zion Knight, who is on the hard tyre, so it's quite important to make a move earlier on until you can stick. But both cars have got DRS. Correct, Savant has retired from the session. Be quite interesting to see how that goes. Magnus still plugging away to see if he can catch up. Another safety car might happen, which means that we could be seeing. And there's Cairo. Cairo has spun off as stay on with Magnus as he comes around, so we can see whereabouts that happened. That looks like there's another safety car. So this is opportunity for Barcelona to get a cheap pit stop. They won't go down as far as much as he would have done normally. They go spun out, the McLaren have spun out to the side there in DNF. This is a chance for Magnus to catch up with the pack. Did have to slow down there because you still have to follow the Delta. Let's have a look, see if Barton manages to piss here. So he should go on to medium tyres for the best opportunity. Nismo on medium tyres. Nismo back in P1. Be quite interesting to see how these go. Where does? Let's have a look. Where did? So we've got Apex in 9th, LH in 10th. LH has picked up with the soft tyres, come back onto mediums. Let's have a look. Where Barcelona has come out in 8th. With the safety car coming in, safety car out, it means that these drivers can bunch up. As you can see, that just dropping in, so we can see all these drivers are bunching up. Let's see where Magnus is. Magnus being the guy at the back will need to put in a bit of a spin to catch up with these drivers. they're just waiting for the safety car to decide to go in, which would be next lap by the looks of it. I can't really comment too much more, but we are looking at another 14 laps of battling. Let's jump on the Discord and see. Right, so let's have a look as we are waiting for the safety car to decide to go in. So we've had 4 drivers drop out for various reasons. Doesn't seem there's any updates on there. Back onto the YouTube chat to see what's going on. So not very much. A quiet night really for comments. Normally I've got an influx of comments to let me know what people think. Maybe because I'm on the own channel rather than the usual channel. It's just down to the fact that this race has been a bit late. So we are looking at lap 17 and we're waiting for the safety car to say yeah, let's go in, because Magnus is now caught up and we do have a lot of drivers quite close to each other at the back. Safety car is in on this lap, so Nismo has got the opportunity now to make the most of it. More drivers looking to put in for time now with Nismo restarting the race. A nice clean getaway for Nismo means there's no challenge into turn 1, which could have been the case if the racing points did get into grip with them. We are looking all the way down. Let's jump up, well, jump down to the battle at the back. Heffy, that guy's Draper, and Magnus all battling it out. Magnus on the medium tyres at this point here means that he will be looking at going to the end of the race on those tyres, which is fantastic to see that he's chosen to pit again to get those tyres on. I can see that most of these drivers will decide to stay out until the end of the race on these tyres. Considerations to Ben Cardiff on the medium tyres, how much to put another 12 laps on these tyres is going to be a tough slog. Barcelona looking like the strongest positional wise with the fresh medium tyres. And here we go, we've got Barcelona putting in the effort to catch up with his teammate Cyanide in theory should let him go, being team orders come into place. All they have to do is let go of the accelerator a little bit. Nope. Cyanide is not giving up up that place. The 69 car is not giving the 15 car any chance there. Let's have a look to see if there's any battles up and down. Because Magnus is now in 15, he's managed to get a move made on Heffy. So we've got a Mercedes at the front and the back, and Bossman puts it in past Cyanide. FIFA Beefy in in 5th place is up 15 places. Fantastic effort from FIFA BV. That's our Apex at the moment. He's sitting down in 8th position, but looking at the current condition of cars such as Zion Knight and Nisma and Carter, we could be seeing him up a few places soon. Be quite interesting to see how these go. So just jumping on with Nisma, see how if he's able to make up the gap of 1 second behind him so that he is safe from DRS, but I don't think that's going to be possible in the next 2 laps. So we're going looking for the battles, and Maverick has made a move on Ben Cardiff. And Ben Cardiff seems to be fading a little bit there. He is fading because Liam has made the move, or has Ben Cardiff got it back? These tyres are starting to hurt on Ben's car. They are getting a bit old. So I'm surprised with a lot of drivers further up. Let's have a look to see where. There's also got Parson man looking to make a move on FIFA Beefy. FIFA Beefy is putting an absolutely outstanding stint. Parson man is so close. He is almost tasting that P1 spot. It looks like it could be inevitable with 10 laps to go to the end. It'd be quite interesting to see how this pans out. This is one of those races that is quite closely fought battles out, and let's have a look to see. From the leader, it's 13 seconds coming from first to 16. Top 10 covered in by 8.2 seconds. And FIFA Beefy and Barcelona are battling it out. FIFA Beefy losing out to Barcelona on the better tyres at this moment. I'm not too sure how they will be at near the end of the race, so FIFA Beefy could be making those places back up shortly. Barcelona looking to start making moves onto Reagan, who is 4.3 seconds ahead. Does sound a lot, but this time could tumble quite quickly due to the age of those tyres, and Barcelona has got some pace on him. Thomas has retired from the session, so Thomas in the Williams has retired from the session, and a safety car is out. There's a closer pack up again. Last ditch effort for some drivers to jump in for a fresh set of tyres. Third safety car. Thomas on the opposite side from the Grosjean incident, so we are looking at another safety car. So let's see, drivers such as Nismo and Carter could decide to jump on soft tyres here. So here we go, we've got 15 drivers left. We've got 5 drivers with penalties, that's 10 clean drivers in my eyes. As at this moment with the safety car, though, we are interested at seeing who is going to jump into the pits. So Ben Cardiff may jump in the pits, so we've got Nismo in the pits for the soft tyres, Carter, and Bagos stays out. Bagos on the hard tyres takes the opportunity to stay out, and Barcelona stays out on the medium tyres with plenty of life left in them. Apex stays out on the hard tyres, so Apex provisionally could hold out for a podium position here, but LH is also on fairly fresh medium, so we can make a move Maverick on fresh medium. So these soft tyre drivers will have to put in an effort to make a difference. Let's have a look. So I think Magnus has served his penalty. A lot of drivers have served their penalties, with Reagan the only one not to serve his penalty. Or we might have had an extra penalty, Liam having a penalty as well. Let's have a look to see what penalties people have got. Penalties: 10 seconds for Liam, 9 for Heffy, 3 for Magnus, and 3 for Reagan. So a couple of people say penalties. So I want to see. So tyres, we all know that anybody ready from 6 down is on hard, on soft. Apex the only one on hard. Barcelona, Apex, and LH all on hards. 14 drivers left. It's unfortunate that we've lost a few drivers now. So with 8 laps to go. Let's have a look to see how this restart will take place. We do have Heffy and Magnus still to close up that gap. Bagos has left the session. Bagos has got disqualified. What did he get disqualified for? Disqualified incidents, let's have a look. Should tell us. Bagos ignoring yellow flag, disqualified. That's very steep, it must have been serious. So Bagos has basically given over the podium, first place to Barcelona, Apex sitting in second, and LH in third. That looks like it could be the final positions for our drivers. Apex put a good needs to just put a good steady defensive stint in with these medium hard tyres, hoping the medium tyres will wear out quick. Guys on the soft tyres will have to put a hard stint in to start making efforts to get into the higher places. So let's have a look into the comments and see if we've got any updates. So Magnus, I am so sorry to Thomas. So I think that might be the incident that may have resulted in Thomas DNFing. That's unfortunate. So Ben Carter and Liam swapped places back and forth there. I think that was just Liam a little bit eager. These drivers are a little bit too tight at the moment. Safety car is still out, and I think it's going to be out for another lap, giving us a good 5-lap ending to the race. I feel like a 5-lap start race with a rolling start. And here we go. 5 laps left. Let's see how long it takes us. And Liam has left the session. I wonder why that would be the case. So Liam has dropped out of the session for some reason. It seems a little bit back and forth here down below at the back. So now he's jumped into the pits. Quite a strange moment for jumping in the pits, and we're back to racing. Ben Carter with a 3-second penalty. I think that might be wing repair. So Barcelona and LH first and second, Apex sitting in third. Apex doing quite well there in third. we are looking to see as Liam is back with us. So fantastic that Liam's back with us. Let's have a look to see where the battles are going to be, because there seems to be gaps opening up everywhere now. We've got the last 6 laps to go. I can't see any battles. That would be because I've changed them. Here we go. So Nismo, who was sitting in pole at one point, is now looking to start going through these. But Carter with the soft tyres is looking to make an effort in. And Carter and Nismo battling out at the front. Reagan on soft tyres. Reagan could make an upset here in the Alfa Romeo, and could be stealing a podium position from Apex. Let's jump on board to see if he can make it happen at the S's. Turn 4, he does seem to be getting closer to Apex at these corners. So we have two Alfa Romeos on the podium. Very close indeed between these two drivers, almost touching. Luckily no one's spun out there. The RRS won't be enabled yet, which is thankful for Apex, because he would not be able to defend much against the soft tyres. The move is inevitable to happen in the next lap. Apex gets a good exit from that corner, absolutely stays, puts a bit of distance between him and Reagan. Absolutely fantastic to see. I think that might have been a bit of airs to help him to get out. He's now trying to recover. So now Reagan is deploying all his overtake as he now goes side by side with Apex. And Carter comes in. Now, that's Carter with a cut in the corner there. If he didn't give up his place then back to Apex, he would have certainly picked up a penalty. Now Reagan's got to be thinking of the option of putting in a fantastic time here to open up a gap between himself and Apex, otherwise he's going to be losing out through to penalties. Let's see what the penalties are holding. So he's holding 6 seconds, so Apex is just going to stay within 6 seconds of Reagan, which doesn't sound too hard, but he is on used hard tyres. And he has got Carter and Magnus sitting behind Magnus. They somehow now managed to end up getting into the battle. Let's have a look at the comments at the moment. Let's see if we've got any updates. So nothing at the moment. But Apex is putting a fantastic stint on these hard tyres. It's good to see. Okay, so it's a few comments from Shell, basically what's happening at Apex. Yeah, Apex, well done Apex. With Apex, absolutely cheering Apex on, which is fantastic to see. I didn't get all those comments for some reason, I do apologise. Apex is doing fantastic, just got to hold up that gap. Carter looks like he is looking to make this move. Magnus and Carter battling out. Magnus goes wide at that corner, has to give up with play and losing it to Nismo as well. Magnus with a 3-second penalty added on, so that is 6 seconds. Quite important to see the penalties at the moment because it does make a big difference. Because Heppy, it will be out of the points as it currently stands. So also could be Maverick. I don't think Maverick will be, but it looks like there's a lot of changes to happen with these penalties on top. So here we go, we've got Reagan looking at moves against LH44. LH44 is defending well. We have got 3 laps left to go. Apex holding well with Carter not far behind. Apex has just got to think he's got 6 seconds on Reagan and 3 seconds on Carter here. So losing a place on the track may not mean that he's losing the podium. He's still got that chance. He's got 2 laps to hold well off and stay within Reagan, which looks like quite possible because it was 3 laps ago when Reagan passed him, and now he's only 2 seconds behind. So Reagan's got to be putting in a fantastic stint here to make any difference. Let's have a look to see if no more comments there. That's fantastic. I do love hearing the comments from people, and it's fantastic. Shell's been there supporting Apex all the way through this. Come on, Apex, let's have this, mate. I believe in you. I reckon the podium is there for you. It's fantastic to see a AlphaTauri back on the podium. And Carter is getting very close, but so is Nismo. They're both battling behind. Nismo with no penalties at the moment. I'll be honest, I'm quite shocked because Nismo has been cutting a few corners, so I'm surprised the in-game stewards have not picked that up at the moment. But there could be just warnings, and we've got a yellow sector 2 where someone is off. It looks like that guy Draper has spun off, but he's still within the race. As we have a look up and down to see the next battle, it does look like constantly looking for that move. And Nismo does have his 3-second penalty, so the warnings were coming in. So Apex is sitting comfortably now. He just needs to hold off, and this is the last lap. This is the final lap. He just needs to hold on. Barcelona looks like he's set comfortably with pole position. The guy I backed from the beginning after last week's performance at Australia, LA, fantastic to see him back up there, battling at the front. Reagan's sitting in third at the moment with penalties, and Magnus has crashed out. Magnus has hit the wall. This is quite a spectacular moment really for Magnus, and FIFA Beefy is out as well. It's unbelievable. That has opened the door for drivers to come up into the high positions as we are looking into the final stage. Let's jump on with Barcelona, who is coming around into the final sector. It's getting a little bit exciting here, guys, because it does mean that with the end of this race coming up very close, it means that there will be a whole shift up and down with drivers losing and gaining places due to penalty points. Looking at it, Ben Cardiff could be promoted to 8th with the penalties that are coming out. Ben Cardiff has actually jumped in front of these drivers as well. So let's have a look. Bossman coming around the final corners. He is over the line now, and that's it. He's won LH in second. In third is, let's have a look, Apex gets third. Oh, Shell will be really happy about that. It's fantastic. Apex, fantastic drive from the driver in the AlphaTauri. So here we go. It's like Nismo, Reagan in 4th, Nismo in 5th, Carter in 6th, Maverick in 7th. Ben Carter is promoted to 8th. Liam in 9th, Zion Knight in 10th. Oh, so he managed to catch up enough to take the time away from Heavy. Heavy drops out the points due to penalties. So that is the end of the Bahrain. This race is Maverick, is driver day Maverick. I'm not too sure if I agree with that, because up until Magnus to Mount FIFA Beefy had an awesome race. So personally, I think driver of the day could be Apex, because he did absolutely fantastic to hold it off. He put the strategy onto its heels and pushed it. Yeah, drivers are voting for the similar, so we've got Kyra and Nismo putting Apex for the driver of the day as well. I can see so that is fantastic. So Barcelona, LH, Apex, top 3, Reagan, Nismo, Carter, Maverick, Ben Cardiff, Liam, Cyanide, all getting points with penalties dished out up and down the spectrum. And we have Heffy with a 15-second penalty has actually dropped him right out of the points. Guy Draper 12th. Fifi Beefy still claiming a finish, but it is 13th and 14th for Magnus, Fifi Beefy and Magnus, who did crash out in the final stages. Bagos, Thomas, Caro, Crexon, Rayner and Rocker all bowing out at various points in the race. So I jump on the race director and look at the instance. Let's have a quick look. So collision for Iron Knight, Barsaman, Caro Dracos. Let's have a look and see if there's any more collisions, because these are all quite important. Magnus with Cairo, Heffy with Thomas, Rayner with Thomas with Rayner. I think that was within the pit lane. So that is the end of the race there, and I do feel sorry for some of our drivers who are not able to. That and like with Apex, yeah, that was the last message that we got from Shell. So I think Shell's support for Apex has done them wonders. Fantastic race by all who finished the race. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again next week, where the race takes on to its next venue, which I believe follows the F1 calendar. Right, thank you very much, guys, and good night.